Man, this is lifestyles of the poor and unfucking fortunate. But I tell you what, bitch, we got.
So Broadnax, you got any stories you want to talk about?
Yeah, we got this infamous Winfield. I kept saying Winsboro. We got this infamous Winfield story. So
okay,
we was going back then. We was going to do free shows, right?
What time frame was this?
Mid to 05 maybe.
Okay.
Maybe 03. And back then, if anybody from West Monroe was performing, we would all go deep. You know, it was almost you had to, you know, because there's no telling what kind of situation's gonna arise. So anyway, we all meet at what is now, it used to be S&J Pool Hall, but we met right down there off of Montgomery. Bogey rode with me, BG rode with me, Keith, and Bogey. And then I remember it's like a real hilly log road, a horrible road to go down. Matter of fact, we own it, 546. And you don't turn, so, you know, unless you're going through Chatham. Anyway, I just remember every hill we went up, I could look we was in the Lexus GS 300 watching TVs, playing, stunting big time.
Yeah.
And that's how we was gonna pull up. So we was up towards the front, and I could see we had several cars with us. And we get there, it's a trailer that they have basically put another one up against it, cut out the center, and it's just this hole in the wall out in Winfield, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
So we get in there, we get to performing, and we all up on the stage. I ain't gonna say their names, but my homeboy Jeffrey was in the bathroom shooting dice, and this guy walks out and looks like he got attacked by Freddy fucking Krueger.
Your buddy Jeffrey?
Well, a guy stumbles out of the bathroom, and shortly after, Jeff comes out behind him and says, anybody want to know where he caught them cuts from, come see me. And I was like, oh fuck, dice game has gone horribly bad, and somebody, you know, you might not can cover them, but and you know, something with the dice, and then, you know, our habits don't line up with their habits, and he didn't like the way he caught them or something crazy over some big money, and a fucking rumble erupts inside of this fucking club, baby.
Have y'all even performed yet?
Oh, that's over with.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
yeah.
Whatever we was doing, we was done as soon as that come out.
Right. Okay.
I mean, we are in a small area.
Yeah.
Shit, you gonna fight or you gonna get fucked up in here.
Yeah.
So the chairs were the metal folding chairs.
Yeah.
I grabbed me one of them bitches and put my back to somebody I knew, and I was wrapping motherfuckers until that motherfucker folded.
Like on WWF?
Yeah. Until it folded so far, I tried to wiggle it off that motherfucker's head and it wouldn't come. And then the firecrackers get to going outside.
Oh, wow.
And we inside. They're already fucking outside shooting. How in the fuck did they get out there that quick?
Yeah.
This is their place, baby. This is what you fucking thinking. And this is all for rap shit, baby. For a free motherfucking show, this story I'm telling you. But this one I know the Lord was real. And I knew I was with soldiers. I wasn't a soldier yet. I thought I was.
Yeah.
I thought I was a gangster. I thought I was a bad motherfucker. You know, with them, you know, I would go with anybody back then. But with them guns, this was my first little serving. This close. You know, Now we had all been around stampedes where shooting might have been happening 100 yards from us, but this was happening right outside the door. So it's up to the huddle, and he kind of huddles us. He said, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of this building. So we get in a single file line, and we just slowly fighting our way towards the front door. And anybody that tapped was just he's a physical specimen. This dude was something to be seen.
Oh, you had to fight your way out.
Fight your way. They wasn't just finna let us.
Yeah.
And when we finally got to the door, the dude said, I ain't letting y'all go out that door. Well, I mean, they gonna wait out there regardless. we got to go face it at some point was Tat's mentality. So he drummed this big 6'6", 300-pound security guard until he sat down on his ass.
Oh, wow.
And
you just pieced him up?
Yeah. And there's a 2x4 or something that are inside 2 little locks that are keeping the door closed.
Yeah.
And all I remember was that coming up, the door opening, somebody standing right there with a little snub-nosed revolver, and Bogey, the guy that rode me, he was going to be first out the door. Then he got, he said, we all seen it, but it was too, at that point blank range, baby. So he gets hit, and
your buddy Bogey got hit, like in the arm?
Yeah, I think he may have got grazed or something here, but he was able to get out the way, and I think he caught a couple in the arm. Dude was trying to kill him though. We get outside, we huddle up behind Show Truck USA, the extended cab. It was blue, and I just remember being froze down there. Alright, so you go and get them and bring them back to me. I can't, motherfucker, go now.
Yeah. And
he was overseeing this whole little deal. The only one telling and going, and that's when I knew this was a dude I could go to war beside. He was showing everybody right then. A lot of people talk that gang shit, but Tat from the West, baby, this is real deal Holyfield. So he goes and gets him 2. And he takes one, and the other dude takes one, and they get us enough cover to where we can go in between the cars and get back to the vehicle. So while we're making our way, the cars are all parked like this. While we're making our way, we're getting shot at. I get to the car, Bogey's on the car, I'm hit, and we get in the car. Me and Keith has got concrete dust in our head from the cinder blocks that close to where I had shit all in my hair.
Oh, from where they was hitting the blocks, the bricks.
That close. The whole time my phone's going off in my pocket the whole time. Bogey's in the back seat. He's like, damn, bro, this shit ain't even bleeding. And I said, baby, you all right? You ain't hit. He didn't get you. No, he got me, dog. But the bullet was so hot that it cauterized the wound. He wasn't bleeding bad. The bullet was so hot, son, that it cauterized it.
Because it was so close, maybe, too?
Yeah, that hot.
Yeah.
But anyway, we gonna try to make it out of here now. And Keith put his hand on the roof and said, Lord, God, get us to the hospital. We going 120 miles an hour, still in a war zone. And we left. I don't know where the hell I'm at. Pull right up to the hospital. He said, y'all can't stay. Love you. Head back home. Pull my phone out. Voicemails. Mama. Damn. Let me see what she said. Voicemail. Son, it's 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. I know y'all was out at that club. Something ain't right. The Lord got me up. I'll be praying. I don't care how late it is. You call me when you get this message.
And she hadn't heard any?
She don't know nothing. And my mama goes to bed at 10 o'clock at night. Yeah. Got up at 2:30, started praying, and prayed until I called. Right? So that whole time I was in that war, my mama knew the Lord, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And may have prayed protection over me and the people that was
that
right
had
there.
To be what it was, dog.
Yeah.
That's too.
Yep.
But
that is the Winfield story, and that was one that I'll never forget, just because of how, the consequences were huge. The risks were huge that night. But anyway, to see that my mom had, had some type of something, and I was like, dude, for real, like the power of prayer and the, dog, you really don't take that for, you don't know how powerful that is until you grow up in a home that practices it. Yeah. And then you get to see how did I make it, dodging the traffic and the accidents and the tragedies when I was full speed trying to go right to it, so.
Did anybody get killed that night?
I don't think so. If somebody did, I'm not aware of it,
right.
But several people got injured.
So they were shooting the guys that was doing that. It was over the dice game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was the guy that was were they targeting y'all specifically?
Well,
Was it somebody
baby, we pull up Lexus GS 300, watching Belly playing Madden,
Yeah,
swinging all through that parking
Yeah.
lot and
they didn't like that.
backing up and big, and we come to their little town, and we was probably capping a little bit too much, but this is just how we pull up, baby. We here,
Yeah.
and once the fight started, dog, it was really just us against them,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't finna let that happen to that dude without somebody getting their ass kicked for that,
Yeah.
or even worse, the way they played shot.
Yeah.
But thank God we was down there with a group of people, and thank God we was down there with the right people, and we made it home. And that just ended up being one of the incidents of my history with guns and shit. But most of it was all to go do early in my career free shows. Most of that shit happened going and trying to get this shit going. So we, early on we had to pay high. The risks were high to be fooling with this shit, baby. And now, in this day and age, where we can pick where we want to go and we can say where we want to be, and it's just a whole nother level to it. Now we don't have to take those kind of risks, and I'm sure at some point we'll always kind of live like we are taking those kind of risks just because of the lifestyle that we live for so long. But being able to relax and go have fun and give out that good energy, baby, that's going to be a big difference coming from the people that I used to have to perform in front of when we was young.
For sure, man. That's a crazy story, man.
Yeah.
That's I definitely, just from what you said about your mom, like that. That's too crazy.
Shout out to my mama, dog.
Yeah, for sure.
Patricia Phillips, Pat Weeks, we call her Pat Jones, Tank, Trish, PAT. Any of my friends that come around, mama, my mama was the mama that might put some oil on your head and pray for you while you was at the house. You know what I mean? Especially if she got something, pick something up off of you.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and if she thought somebody was fishy, she let that be known right then. My boy got something on him.
Yeah.
Because when you get used to your mama talking in the spirit sense, that's how I'm going to judge people now. And it was all about spirit and energy and vibe, whatever people call it.
Yeah.
But that was all it was with mama. What you said didn't mean as much as what she got off of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she could nail it. She usually nailed it.
Yeah.
So I took my mama's advice on most things, and then I went against her just like any young buck would do,
Right.
I was, Bladen found a note, a little cool story, not near as long. Bladen found a note of when I got my first truck taken away from me. So I had like a little $900 long wheelbase S10. I put music and all that shit in it. My grades dropped, and got my truck taken for me, and evidently I had to write a paragraph or a couple of paragraphs about it, and that picture of me standing next to my first truck was at the bottom of the page.
Yeah.
Layden digs it out of somewhere and says, dude, that's an awesome story.
That's your son. That's yeah.
My 13-year-old.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I wasn't much older than you, probably 15 years old. Got my first truck, riding around town, grades dropped. There it goes.
Yeah.
And then for me to document it and put that picture on there, it must have really hurt me. Must have really hurt me. But he brought that up to me. I didn't even know I still had that. Matter of fact, probably wouldn't even remembered that I did that if he hadn't have found it. I wish I had taken more pictures. I wish I had wrote more. I wish I had wrote more ideas down. I wish I'd have wrote more thoughts down. I wish I would have documented my life a little bit better, dog. And it's cool for the kids now because y'all get to archive and all this shit is gonna be saved. But for the generation that come before phones, baby, we didn't have this automatic system that kept up with all our shit, And I wish I'd have done a better job of keeping up with all the pictures and all the little knick-knack shit, dog. Like, I can just think back of notebooks and notebooks and notebooks, or just bundles of picture in my mama's old Tupperware, my mama's old whatever. We just kept all these pictures. Mama did a good job. I wouldn't have what I got if it wasn't for Mama. Them pictures of Alexis the other day.
Yeah.
Mama dug them up.
Yeah.
I was trying to get her to that album cut that Lost Tracks I give you out.
Yeah.
I cut all my pictures up and made collages with them. You know.
Yeah.
It was dope at the time, but you know, looking back on it, I wish I'd have made copies of that shit.
Oh yeah.